Hey, and welcome back to Troll Time. I'm your host, Ivan D. Curtis, aka the Troll King. And this is the show where we talk sports, movies, or anything thought provoking. Today, we're going to keep it short and sweet for y'all. We're just going to recap last night's WNBA action and then also preview tonight's game. And of course, anything else that pops up in our minds. I don't do the show alone. Hey, Willy, what's going on with you?
Hey man, we in here. I'm happy to be doing the show. I know we're gonna talk about it tonight, but I know in the thread, y'all tired of me being a Kiki area fan.
You done popped a new word on us. Now, of course, Bordy is not with us tonight. She's on assignment down in the ATL. She's doing some good things down there with the sports teams in all categories. So, we'll have her back whenever she's free. But just hopping right into it. Last night we had a plethora of games, and the WNBA has given not only myself, but I'm sure everybody else a headache with the scheduling. We had two games. What was it? 2 games at 7, 1 at 8, and then 2 at 10. But first up on the ballot, we had the Connecticut Sun and the Dallas Wings. Dallas Wings pick up their first victory. Paige Becker shined back home in Connecticut, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, shot 8 for 10 from the field and 5 for 6 from the free throw line. Kind of happy to see Dallas get their first win. They've been in a lot of games, but obviously a new team. You got a rookie at the helm. They're going to go through some things. But like I said, they pick up their first win. On the other side of things for Connecticut, Tina Charles still at it. She had 27 points and 6 rebounds. Still putting up numbers. That team is trying to figure some things out, come together. They also are a brand new team, just trying to figure some things out. Just real quick, hey, Willie, what did you think about that Dallas and Connecticut matchup?
It was one of the things that really stood out to me, man, is watching Paige. It looked like she relaxed. I was at her very first game. I saw her up close and personal, and I don't care what anybody says, even if a rookie that comes in with that type of fandom, that type coming in, ballyhooed, as we like to say, it's an adjustment for everybody. Even if they perform well, it's an adjustment. And when those rookies talk about their performances afterwards, when they move on from that very first game, even if they perform well, one of the things they talk about a lot is just how nervous they were in their first game. And so nobody can tell you otherwise. And so watching her, it really looked like she settled in and she relaxed. And the other thing that I like to see as well is it seemed like everybody else watching that game in terms of Dallas really fell into form and played off of her. And I'm looking forward to watching Paige moving forward, not trying to just fit in, but as LeBron would say, fit out and make everybody else fit in with you because you are an elite talent. So I was really impressed watching that game. The other thing, too, I know we talk about it when we talk about our draft coverage and who are the 2 players that you were most excited to see. Of course, number 1, hashtag fight on, I said Kiki, but the second one was Sanaya Rivers because of so much potential. And we know this, too, sometimes potential can get you fired. But what we're seeing with Sanaya Rivers is, yeah, she could be greater later, but there's instant production right there, right now. And I'm also ready for Connecticut to start playing Anissa Morrow, man. Shout out to Tina Charles, doing an amazing job. Olivia Nelson-Adota is having a good so far, but we need to see a little more of Anissa Morrow.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think he's still trying to figure some things out. Sometimes it's kind of, I think, you and I know it's easier to coach when you don't have as much talent. Because then you don't have to worry about the depth of the bench or anything like that. Starters are going to play starter minutes. But, even I know a lot of people are probably complaining about, his substitution pattern because it is kind of quick. But, the bench minimum is getting 6 to 8 minutes, which is not bad. considering, most of them are rookies. But you got, last night's action, Bria Hartley, who's been playing pretty good. She had 12 points in 19 minutes. And then Haley Peters hasn't been bad coming off the bench. She played 17 minutes. But, typically, starters is around that 25-minute range and on up. So you got some things to figure out, as the season goes on. But definitely Sanaya Rivers has been exciting to watch. And then, of course, we want to see more of Anissa Morrow, not knowing the extent of the injury and maybe if it's nagging or anything like that. But hopefully she's 100 and ready to go. And then while we on talking about rookies, man, Isaiah James is somebody. I mean, what do she got to show you? Because she did it. She did it in the preseason, and she as soon as she clocked in for work last night, she went to work. So I'm like, hey, 9 points in 9 minutes. I don't know. And see, this is the difference with her. She is a two-way player. She's not just a scorer. So you got room. Any team has room for a two-way player that can put it in the bucket. She had 9 points, 2 for 3 from the three. You can and 3 for 3 from the free throw line. You can't beat that. Out coming in, being aggressive, and knocking down shots. Like any team could do with that. Maddie Segrist, I'm saying eventually, midway through the season, she'll probably be a starter. Just pending. I mean, but if this rotation continues to work and build some type of continuity with her and coming off the bench, but I think she's highly skilled. She's more skilled in showing. Let me say that than Alyssa Smith. My frustration with Alyssa Smith anyway. I mean, she's big, athletic, has some talent, but we don't always see it. Even though it was a blowout game last night, 17 minutes, 1 for 2. 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Okay, but there's never been any consistency with her play, and that's my only thing. But like I said, Isaiah James, hey man, she should be playing more than Kayla Charles, and no knock to Kayla Charles, but I mean, Isaiah James is it. Rookie or not. So moving along, another blow.
Can I say this real quick before we move on about that?
Go ahead.
About what we said about that. I just want to say real quick, man, like, number one, if people have any questions about Maddie Segrist, what they should look at is look at her production when Sachi was out last year and before Maddie got hurt. Maddie was balling before she got hurt last year. And so if people wonder if she's legit, they should look at that. And secondly, man, I just got to give a shout out because you and I talked about her before. I always tell you she can play for my team any day. Man, Marina Mabry is the ultimate crash out.
Right.
Man,
She always with it. Always with it. But again, like I said, Dallas won 109-87. Like I said, another blowout last night. New York Liberty and the Golden State Valkyries kind of expected. The Liberty moved to 4-0 with a 95-67 win over the Valkyries. Brianna Stewart, 24 points in 27 minutes, 10 for 14 from the field, light work for her. Another outstanding performance, Maureen Johannes. She had 18 points and 4 steals in 22 minutes, shot 6 for 11 from 3. She's a very exciting player, high risk, high reward. I think that's the battle that her and Sandy go through between her playing and not playing. But she's definitely entertaining and electric when she has the 3-ball going. But like I said, an expected win for New York Liberty. On top of that, Natasha Cloud got Eastern Conference Player of the Week. So hats off to her. She's been outstanding for the New York Liberty. I want to say I'm shocked. I'm only saying I'm shocked because of how quick the transition has been. Like she's looked like she's been there. Like this doesn't look like her first season with the New York Liberty. So on the other side of things, Kayla Thornton had a homecoming for the Valkyries. She had 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals. But yeah, it kind of, like I said, kind of expected. They're playing back-to-back games this week in New York. They'll play again tomorrow night. But young team, expansion team up against, arguably right now, a team that's looking to go back-to-back. But just a quick second, your thoughts about that game, Willy.
My thoughts about it, we love point guards on here. One of the things I say is hashtag point guard life, being a point guard myself. Shout out Veronica Burton, man. Again, when you see what happens when you get the opportunity to play consistently, she's now giving you double figures in points and things like that. When you would watch her in Dallas, even when you watched her in Connecticut a little bit last year, I know when we were talking about in the playoffs, I would always say, man, if Veronica Burton is scoring, Connecticut it really helps them as a playoff team. She is really playing with more confidence, and I like to see it. She is looking like a bona fide, legitimate WNBA player, and she's a player that's in a few years in the league's been on 3 teams. She's showing what she can do, so shout out to her. Then again, like you said as well, back to another point guard, Natasha Cloud. I think if we look at some of the skill development stuff as it relates to Unrivaled that we talk about a lot, the other thing that I feel like being at Unrivaled offers is that camaraderie as well. She spent a lot of time around Breanna Stewart at Unrivaled. And so now, to your point, it just seems like that transition has been seamless. So, shout out to her again, like you were saying about Isaiah James. Natasha Cloud is also, I hate the term, a two-way player. And so again, really, like you said, watching both of those teams, you can extrapolate things out that you can see that are good. Even for the Valkyries being where they are, there are things that you can look at and say, you know what, this is good and a good platform for development for this player, whether it's staying in Golden State or moving on to another roster.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, with the Valkyries being an expansion team, they're 2-2 in their first 4 games. Not bad. They are going out and competing. And it is good to see, players getting some individual shine and development, and carrying an expansion team. So I still think they trying to figure some things out. You got Van Loo, who was a great guard for the Mystics last season. I hated to see her leave the Mystics, especially in the situation that the Mystics are in now, but they're making do. But like what the Valkyries are doing, I'm still one, man. You got 44 games. I think, when we get to a quarter away, we really start doing some evaluations and seeing where teams are at. But like I said, they're doing a great job. Now on to some experience and veteran teams that's looking to be contenders this season. Yeah, the Minnesota Lynx remain undefeated at 5-0 with an 82-77 win over the Seattle Storm. The Seattle Storm has been an up and down team, but loaded with a bunch of talent. I'm even saying up and down, going all the way back to last year. I thought they were up and down. So you will see them play really great, and then sometimes you see them play kind of like subpar. And I think that's kind of what we saw a little bit in this game in stretches. Early Minnesota came out, was dominant, but then the Storm made a push. I'm excited about Gabby Williams, really being her first. This is going to be her first time ever starting the season in the W without coming from overseas or anything like that. And it's showing proof. She had 20 points, 8 for 15 from the field, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. It's a common theme during this show. I've been talking about two-way players, but she is elite. Skylar Diggins, this is the best I've seen Skylar Diggins look in a while. When I'm saying the jump shot going, attacking, like everything is well rounded in her bag right now. Like that used to be the one thing that I didn't like about Skylar Diggins' games was the jump shot. I didn't feel like it was consistent, but now. She knocking that thing down. She, still getting by defenders. And, we're not talking about a rookie or a young player. I mean, it seems like she's getting better and better. And so I've been enjoying that. But flipping it over to the other side, Kayla McBride made her debut last night and did not disappoint. 15 points, 4 for 8 from the field, 3 for 6 from the three, 3 assists, 2 steals. Nafisa Collier, man, WNBA record last night with 5 steals in the first quarter. She does it all, man. 5 steals, 5 assists, 10 rebounds, 16 points, 2 blocks. I mean, and see, that's the thing about Nafisa Collier. She shot 7 for 18, but you don't even care. Like you don't even recognize that she was shooting that bad because all the other things that she does really well. And I'm telling you, she look like she kind of that MVP is she coming back forward. But Courtney Williams at the helm, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 10 for 18 from the field, 1 for 1 from the three, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. She kind of is like the engine, so to speak. But hats off to Nafisa Collier. She won Western Conference. She was named Western Conference Player of the Week and well deserving. Hey, Willie, I'm going to pass the rock over to you. Just real quick, your thoughts on last night's matchup between the Lynx and the Storm.
The Seattle team, watching Gabby Williams and watching Nneka Ogwumike is painful for me being a Sparks fan. Because watching them do what they do, and it's like former Spark, Marina Maven, former Spark, right? Like seeing all these former Sparks going in and really killing on their next sort of go around is something that's painful for me to see. But again, to your point, right? Like I remember I was at a game last year, and it was Satu Sabali and Gabby Williams. Seattle was playing the Wings. We're playing the Wings, and I literally posted like big brain basketball. I love big brain basketball. I love players that have a high IQ that literally are versatile enough and are smart enough to be, if you want me to be in a feature role, I got you. You want me to be a complimentary player, I got you. And I can be a high level complimentary player at that. So man, watching both of them do their thing is great. Minnesota is just, you said it earlier, I think we talked about it last week as well. It's a real conversation about who's the best player in the world. It's a real conversation. And I was saying how when you watch Fee play, others can get off because of, like you said, all the other things that she does. It also allows runway for other people to get off. Ball does not stick in her hands. People aren't just watching Fee cook, and she's talented enough where you could, but they don't. And I'm gonna say this, man. Like, I get very nervous because this player that I'm about to mention is very, very good, very integral part of what Minnesota does, but she plays so hard that I get nervous every time she's around bodies. Elena Smith, man, right? Every time she hits the deck, she gets up, she's limping, I get nervous. I'm like, man, like not again, and I say that because it's not disrespect to her, because she plays so hard. She's always around the ball, always initiating contact, taking contact, willing to do things that other people don't. I just want her to stay healthy.
No, I'm with you on that. I mean, her and Bridget Carlton, some of my favorite front court players because I like versatility, and they really the same player. They can shoot it from outside. They defend. They active. They can do a little bit of everything, and that's why I like them. I mean, and that's what Cheryl Reeves, not liked by many. But to me, she gets the max out of anybody who was on that roster, like anybody. And it's no surprise where they at right now. The Liberty and the Lynx are looking ahead above everybody else. It's the Lynx and the Liberty right now. It's going to be interesting to see where we get when it comes Commissioner Cup time. But moving along. Atlanta Dream and the LA Sparks. This was a matchup that we figured could go either way. At least I figured could go either way beginning, even on my bingo card. But Atlanta Dream, man, they pulled it out 88-82. It was a back and forth game. They clawed it out at the end. They improved to 4-2. The Sparks dropped to 2-4. Want to talk before I get to Alicia Gray. I want to talk about Ryan Howard because we've been heavy on her because we see the talent. And last night, 15 points on 5 for 14 shooting, 4-11 from the three. But you know what? Give me 9 rebounds and 7 assists and 3 steals and 1 block. When you're struggling to shoot the ball, do other things, and she did it. It was, of course, a collective effort. I want to give hats off to Naz Hillman, Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, Tahina Powell. I think the Dream right now have one of the best benches in the W. They're getting max effort from everybody who comes off the bench, and it and proves how good they bench is because Nia Coffey was coming off the bench. So I just wanted to give them some flowers, man. Naz Hillman, 11.7 rebounds. Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, 10 points, 2 for 3 from the three. But last but not least on my end, Alicia Gray, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, was 7 of 8 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3, 9 for 9 from the free throw line. And as one of my friends was saying last night when I made the post game post was she might sneak in there. They keep playing like this. She might sneak in there at least for the running for MVP. Yeah. Like she is playing really well. No, I mean, and it's just coming too because I think this is a well put together Dream team. It's just a complete team. You got some names, of course, but I think they're getting contributions from everybody, and that just makes it full circle. So it's been something to watch. Of course, we big Sparks fans over here. Kelsey Plum, she finished with 27 points, 5 assists, 10 for 20 from the field, 4 for 9 from the three. Also had 4 steals. And then De'Erica Hamby, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 steals. Big guard was working last night. 10 for 15 from the field, 8 for 9 from the free throw line. And this is a team, to me, of course, they're battling injuries. Rakia Jackson came back, only played 12 minutes since the concussion protocol. But the W is going to be competitive all the way out. And, of course, as I always say, health wins championships. And the team that can stay the healthiest, because something that's overlooked and underrated is they play hard, man. There's no gimmies in the W. If you're so used to watching the NBA where they're shooting the open shots probably every other possession, it's not like that in the W. Nothing is free. So you forced to play hard on both ends if you want to be successful as a team and as an individual. So some of the injuries and everything like that is not surprising. We can go on and on if we talk about the officiating because that definitely needs to improve. But some teams, they got some things to figure out. But like I said, I like the way the Dream is looking. And I think the Sparks is still going to be a team to watch out for. Willy, your thoughts before we get to the last matchup of last night?
Man, yeah, I was watching this game too, obviously paying attention to my Sparks and, so watching them, of course, I'm watching them for all the right reasons and also being a fan too, but watching them play is interesting because, one of the other things that I like to see as well is I like to see Kelsey Plum play with the way that Odyssey Sims has improved off the ball. Because she'll play with Kelsey Plum at the same time. And she is also, it's not just, yes, she can do point guard stuff, bring the ball up, create offense for other people and all those things, but she can also get off the ball. She has improved a lot. And I know a lot we talk about Unrivaled, but she plays in Athletes Unlimited. So she has improved playing in Athletes Unlimited, another off-season league and platform where you can see some development for players. I said this in the chat. The way that Big Guard is playing, the way that Kelsey Plum is playing, the way that Azurá Stevens is playing. Azurá Stevens is balling. The way that those three are playing, and they are all in their respective primes, Rakia's going to have to take a big step so this isn't wasted. She's got to take that step, in my estimation. And part of it, like you said, is help, but she certainly has to take a step and be that two-way player that we talked about that can do a little bit of everything. And it's in her. It's just it's probably a little more accelerated now with what they're getting from Kelsey Plum, big guard, and Azurá Stevens. So that's something that really stands out for me. And that's, you and I, that's something that resonates with you and I, given the fact that we worked in roster construction. And when you have players that come that push that timeline, it makes you think about, okay, we got to push this timeline. It's a good problem to have, but nonetheless, that's the thing that I watch a lot when I watch the Sparks.
Yeah, I always used to say you discover what type of player you have when situations are pressed and unpressed. And what I mean by unpressed is like what you were saying is like the timeline. Like you kind of give some leeway when you have a younger player, a newer and inexperienced roster. But when you look at, you have De'Erica Hamby, Azurá Stevens, and Kelsey Plum, it's go time. Like it's go time. Like they have championships. Like this is no longer like an expansion or rebuild or anything like that. It's time to load up and make some things happen. And she has the talent. I think they're one of my favorite front courts in the W. But when you have good front court play, you got to have a wing that makes the difference. And then that's why when you look at any of the top teams, whether you look at the Lynx, whether you look at the Liberty, the Storm, they have elite wings that go with the front court. And that's kind of like the cherry on top. So we'll be looking forward to that progress, especially, like you say, she gets healthy, gets in the rotation and really get a rhythm going. The final matchup from an exhausting 5-game stretch last night.
I got called out. I got to tell you why I got called out watching these 5 games. Go ahead.
We had the Phoenix Mercury at home against the visiting Chicago Sky. It went the way most predicted it probably would go, with the Mercury coming out with a 94-89 victory, but they didn't go. The Chicago didn't go away easy, and I said they would. They're going to fight. If they're going to scrap. I kind of try to pick my words wisely when I'm talking about the Sky. I don't like they're going to scrap and they're going to battle, but put it like that. Like, and because that's the kind of effort that you're going to get, of course, from Angel Reese, and even with the veterans that they do have, they're not going to lay down and quit against anybody. They might get tapped out of here and there or whatever, like a lot of teams do in the W, but they're going to battle, and that's exactly what they did last night. But man. The Mercury improved to 4-1. The Sky dropped to 0-4. Man, Satu Sabali and Alyssa Thomas was the duo that we didn't even know we needed. Like, I mean, they look fucking good, man. Like,
you know how I feel about Satu, man.
Well, you know what? The one thing I'm liking that I see with a healthy Satu is like she getting it done on both ends. Like active on both ends, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. And this is another example when I talk about when you're not shooting the ball well, you do other things to get yourself going. And she only shot 7 for 21 from the field and 2 for 8 from the 3. But Alyssa Thomas, man, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 15 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Now let me hop off of them for a second. Because they are playing phenomenal. But when I tell you what they're getting from the bench and what they're getting from rookies, veteran, not your typical rookies. They have some older rookies and you're probably going to have to help me out with the point guard. Monique Akoa Makani, I think that she is good. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 for 5 from the field. And when I say she's good, no different than the Alaska that comes off the bench. They can do everything. Like you have to guard them. Like they shoot the ball from the 3, they attack the rim. She had 18 points, shot 3 for 6 from the 3. But then Lexi held 9 points, Kalani Brown, 5 points, 3 rounds. You ain't looking for a whole lot. Just come in, take up some space, give some fouls, rebound, defend. She did that. I mean, this team looks good, man. Like, and
to your point, OG, that's without KFC. No college.
Exactly. Now, but before I pass the ball to you, because I'd be remiss if I didn't, I posted about it earlier, but Catherine Westbell, 13 points. Now, she's a rookie, 29-year-old rookie. 13 points, 5 rebounds, and I'm not age shaming. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying this her time to shine now. She done waited a minute. She been playing overseas and stuff like that, but 13 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 for 8 from the 3, 5 for 10 from the field. Dayton, Ohio native, from the Miami Valley. So is her sister, Maddie. Maddie didn't play last night, but she's on the Chicago Sky. But I had the pleasure of watching them grow up and like I said, beautiful family, talented family, and it just show improves. But I just like the way this Phoenix team is coming together, man. Like I wouldn't have thought I'd be saying like they looking like a contender. Like the West is stacked anyway, but I didn't see them looking like, if we'd have said what are the Phoenix Mercury going to be after their first 5 games, I guarantee we wasn't saying 4-1 or 5-0. Like, so, ball in your court, Willy, Mercury and Sky matchup.
Again, to your point, man, like what we were talking about earlier, that unrivaled sort of, even if they're not playing on the same team, they're always together. So you're looking at Satu Sabali and Alyssa Thomas. Of course, both of them are very skilled and they can fit in a multitude of systems, but also having that camaraderie with being around each other in Miami, I think that matters. I think that matters a lot. And so to your point, love to see what they're doing. Yes, shout out Catherine Westbell, do your thing. We love Maddie Westbell on this show too. So I want to say that. It's always great to see the sisters do their thing, and I saw their online posts, them acknowledging each other. I saw Satu post about it, and of course, her sister won a championship last year. So, and the crazy part about it was I was thinking this a lot. Man, could you imagine if she actually went to New York? Because it came down to New York and Phoenix. Man, if she would have gone to New York, man, but the crazy part about it, after this season is over, man, we going to have all sorts of chaos again because practically everybody in the league is on a 1-year deal because in anticipating a new CBA. But yeah, watching that camaraderie that you see in the Phoenix, watching, to your point, Satu being able to play at a higher level for a longer amount of time because she's not coming off of injury, and she is acknowledged, I'm in better shape now, and you can see it. And so yeah, it's really good to see when you see that. I'm a big fan of her because I like versatile bigs, and I'm going to touch on this when we talk about the game tonight, but I love versatile bigs that do big man and do big player shit. I'm going to leave it at that, and we can talk about the next game, and I'm going to expound upon my point when we talk about this next game.
Well, it's easy to do that, especially when you talk about Big Mama Steph. But anyway, tonight's matchup, Indiana Fever and the Washington Mystics on NBA TV at 7:30. Here coming up pretty soon. About to get out of here so we can get ready to lock in and see what's going on. Unfortunately, the Fever will be without Caitlin Clark, which saddens me, and I made a video about it yesterday. Like I said, for all the confused out there who come on my post not realizing she's my favorite player in the WNBA. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what they look like. I know I made this post a while ago about Sid Colston being the backup, and this is what I'm talking about. Because now what I was saying is that I would have wanted a backup that was a dual threat. Like, not saying that she, of course, wasn't going to be the same as Caitlin Clark. No, she's only one Caitlin Clark, but to be a threat on the offensive end. Like, because now it's going to be real interesting to see where the shots come from, how they get the shots up. Now, Kelsey Mitchell, of course, is one of my faves, but she is a scorer. She is not a facilitator. She feeds her facilitating comes from being aggressive and scoring. But that's not the first. That's not. She's not a pass. Pass first is nowhere near in the category for her, and it shouldn't. She's an elite scorer. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Not saying that the Fever is incapable of winning, because I still think that they can get it done. But it's going to be different. Let me say that. I love the way Aaliyah Boston is coming around. Me and you have had numerous talks about wanting to see what we're actually seeing. Everything that we talked about we wanted to see, she's shown improved in the first 4 games, whether it was in a win or in a loss. She has been playing really well. And tonight, I do see her being the X factor. Like she should be the X factor. Their front court should be the X factor. Now, I looked at the injury report. I see Shakira Austin wasn't. Oh, she's not on there right now, so she may be playing tonight, but we don't know how long. But she should be suiting up tonight. But Brittany Sykes has been playing lights out. Kiki has been playing lights out. Sonya Citron has been playing like the Phoenix are the Mystics are 2-3. But they could easily be over 500. They've been in games. They've been competing. The rookies don't look like rookies. Kiki is almost averaging a double-double, which is, she's really getting to show her game. As Bordy, you and Bordy talk about all the time. Now we're seeing the face-up. Everything that we wanted to see or thought we was going to see at USC, we're seeing now in the W. But I can't wait to see this game. We really get a chance to look at the Fever and see what they're going to be made of. Hopefully, Timpson gets some tick eventually tonight. Hopefully, DeWanna Bonner get it going. I can't see her staying in a drought for too much longer. Like now is the time, because we're talking about when you don't have Caitlin Clark. That's 19 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists that you're missing, and they're going to really have to make up for that somehow, some way. Hey, Willie, your thoughts on tonight's matchup?
Yeah, it's big for them, because even though this is obviously, we'll see Caitlin back in a week or two. If you're Indiana, you don't want to lose so much ground with Caitlin out that when she comes back, you're so far behind that it's really an uphill battle. So I would look for, to your point, DeWanna to be more involved with the ball in her hands. That's something that she sort of excels in, that type of role. That, again, that hybrid, not necessarily a quote-unquote point guard, but just you have the option to bring the ball up, make decisions. And I actually expected them to incorporate more of that with DeWanna Bonner as the season went on, with Caitlin in the lineup, to ease some of that pressure off of Caitlin always having to be the initiator of offense. The thing that really impressed me, y'all know hashtag fight on with Kiki. Y'all know I'm a Kiki stan over here. The thing about her that was impressive in that Phoenix game is she had 13 points. She took 4 shots. She only took 4 shots in the Phoenix game. So, but back to that original point that I was making about post players. Imagine the baptism by fire that we're seeing with Kiki Area fan. And I'm a Kiki Area fan, right? So these are her last games. The Las Vegas Aces, the best player in the world, arguably, who she's matched up against, Asia Wilson. Then, after that, they play the Mercury. She's playing Alyssa Thomas, Satu Sabali. Legit post players. Next, the Phoenix Mercury and Aaliyah Boston. Again, talking about that improvement in Unrivaled. Aaliyah Boston is another one that's showing a high level of play that played in Unrivaled. But for Kiki Area fans, she is facing real post competition. And one of the big things that makes the W so compelling is the fact that post players get the rock. It's so unlike the NBA in the regular season, right? We're seeing it when you look at the W, you're seeing guards that get the rock, wings get the rock, post players get the rock. I hope this shit never changes, because we're not seeing posts that all they do is just stand out on the perimeter and don't rebound, don't play defense, don't do any of those things. They just want to stand out there and be guards. Are there post OG that can come out on the perimeter? Kiki's one of them. She can come out on the perimeter, hit the face-up jumper with a quick first step, get to the rack, but she's also doing big player shit too. And that's the thing that I don't want to be lost. That's the thing, that's what makes the game so compelling. Like you said, that's a real reason why nobody gets anything easy as it relates to getting downhill, getting to the cup. It's going to be somebody there to meet you, right? So it makes the games great because what it does is it tests your skill. It's not wide open like that. Nah, we gonna test your skill and see what you got. And can you finish if you're a perimeter player because that big is there, can you finish over them? Can you 1-2 dribble pull up? Do you have a float game? We also will throw the ball into a post with somebody with their back to the bucket and let them rock. So for me, I love the diversity in styles of play. And if you love basketball, it ain't no choice. You have no choice but to love it and you see it. And again, man, Kiki is doing well, and she is doing it against the best posts in the world. So, again, I ain't trying to be a stand. You know I am, but I'm just being for real. She's playing against the best posts night after night. Shout out to her to what she's doing.
Yeah, man. And just to wrap it up, hey, Willie, I'm throwing back to you. You got anything you want to get off your chest before we get out of here?
Man, you know what? We talked about this in the pre-show. Let's talk about it now. Right? It seems that we talk about this a lot. Back to what we were saying about post players. Last night, for everybody on those post players in Chicago, both of them played pretty well last night. And you know, I almost feel like I need to hand it to you on that because people just don't understand just how dependent of a position you're in when you play in the post. And because you're dependent on somebody to give you the ball, your development is slower. And when you're out on Front Street like that and people see that you need to develop, it's easy for them to come down on you. But you don't have the same reps. I'm talking in-game reps as a guard if your team doesn't feature you as a post player. So not only will people be on Angel, right, you know, and there are some things that she's got to improve on her game. People have been on Killer a lot too. Got to get her the damn ball, right? And so you got to get her the ball. You got to let her shine. You also got to play through some of her mistakes because people forget, even at South Carolina, she wasn't a scorer per se. So she's growing into that. Man, let these post players rock and let them grow and stop getting your personal feelings and your political affiliations attached to them. That's what I want to say.
No, I'm with that. And typically I go to my screen for the last words, but for my last words, like kind of piggybacking off what Willie said is that, you know, we put a lot of pressure on these pro athletes, which is they know what they signed up for. Cool, get it. But we can't be looking at first and second year pros like they're a finished product when they're not. Now I will click to my last word screen on this because this is something that I think this is important to recognize in players. If you look at certain players' development, like Angel Reese, to me, she's probably one of the most used talent that we've seen in a while. And what I mean by used talent is that you have players who play high school basketball, and because they have certain attributes, nobody focuses on the development. If they're bigger, stronger, faster, quicker, they let them utilize that talent to that coach's or to that team or to that school's benefit. And as long as they're winning, they think that is good enough. We have seen numerous, forget Angel, we have seen that happen over and over again from players who never developed. Now, not only did that happen to her in high school, but it happened in college. She started at Maryland. You know, for whatever reasons, she transferred. Like myself, I have my own opinions, but she went from Maryland to LSU, and LSU, you know, she's bigger, high motor. And if you know anything about the women's game, especially in the paint, if you're big, tall, strong, athletic, love to bang, real physical, you're automatically a D1 player. I don't care what I done seen it with my own eyes, like for years. Like, and that was her. high motor, big, strong, and she does something naturally that you cannot teach. You cannot teach players to want to play defense and to want to go rebound the basketball. That is something that no coach in America teaches anybody to do. That's a will over skill attribute. And that's what she naturally has. And so, like I said, when she says I'm a dog and you can't teach that, she is 1,000% correct. You cannot teach that. So now we're watching through her pro years of development, which is, it's going to be some trying times. But her motor still gets her by because she is outplaying naturally most of her matchups. Now, skill-wise, that's where it takes a dip, and that shows the difference here and there. But nobody is playing harder than her, and nobody is giving more effort than her. And that's why I like her game, and that's why you never see me doing these bullshit-ass comparisons and these fake-ass rivalries and all this and all that. Because she does bring something. If you to the basketball purists who's looking beyond the greatness, because one thing, you get spoiled by watching a Nafisa Collier or a Breonna Stewart or a Asia. We're talking about veterans, people like that have won, that have been in the trenches of this league and who have won and who's been at a high level, for a long time now. So, like, now we're watching a young star in Angel Reese, love her, hate her, whatever. Like, she does bring value to the game. Now, we just have to sit back and watch the development over time and see where that takes us. Who knows? Like, but I'm having a fun time doing it. And I never make whack comparisons anyway between guards and bigs. That's just not what I do. But yeah, that's my spiel. Get ready to watch tonight's matchup, and let's get out of here, man. And like I always say, we're here to laugh, show love, promote, talk sports, movies, joke, and troll. Catch us on the next episode.